first and foremost, want to say Kalalal, Yabashim Yaoshai, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Mill School, and salutations to all the brothers that's doing this work in sincerity and in truth. This is the Camp JMX Kingston, Jamaica, and I'm the brother Yahaya. Beside me I have Yakalia, Jeremiah. See? So now basically we want to go into the true breakdown of what marriage is, according to the Bible. Because throughout history you have different cultures and societies that basically have their version of what marriage is, but the Most High gave us an established construct of what marriage is within the nation of Israel. Because all the laws, statutes and commandments is pertaining to the nation of Israel, which are the Negroes, Native Americans and Latin tribes of South and Central America, which are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. See? So before we get into this precept, I want to read a little article from Wikipedia on marriage. It said, marriage, also called matrimony or wedlock, is a socially or ritually recognized union between spouses that establishes rights and obligations between those spouses, as well as between them and any resulting biological or adopted children and affinity. So it says establishes rights and obligations between those spouses. Now the scripture of those rights and obligations that is supposed to happen between a man and a woman, which we are going to get to the spirit at Most High laws will. It says in laws and other family through marriage. The definition of marriage varies around the world, not only between cultures and between religions, but also throughout the history of any given culture and religion, evolving to both expand and constrict who and what is encompassed. But typically it is principally an institution in which interpersonal relationships, usually sexual, are acknowledged or sanctioned. So it tells you that marriage, the definition of marriage varies throughout the world, but the Most High have a specific definition of what marriage is, which is sexual relations between a man and a woman, and that woman is have to be a virgin. You see, in today you really not gonna have that, but that's how it is. Sex is the marriage. Once you have sex with a woman, the woman is a wife according to the scriptures. You see me? But the first precept we can get Jeremiah 10, because as the article just said, you have different definition of marriage through different cultures. See, but those cultures is not for the nation of Israel. Right?
This is Jeremiah 10 and verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord spake unto the house of Israel. Say, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of Eden, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the Eden are dismayed at them, for the customs of the people are vain.
You can stop this up. See? Learn not the way of the Eden. See? That's the point. And because the customs of Eden are vain. So we are supposed to follow the ordinance and the social construct of marriage in which the heathen set up. You see, the Most High basically established how we supposed to construct how we go about having marriage in righteousness. You understand? And we are going to get that according to the precept. We can get Genesis, we have Genesis 24 and 24 and 67. See? So now this is an excerpt within the scripture which gives you a demonstration of how marriage took place then, how a woman became your wife. Alright? Come on, bro.
Alright, this is Genesis 24 and verse 67. And Isaac brought her into his mother. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah 10, and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. And he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Exactly. So Isaac took Rebekah into his mother Sarah's tent, and took Rebekah. The word "took" means basically taken in an act of sex. You understand? And then she became his wife. That's how marriage went down back then. And you have the laws which pertain to marriage. You see, which is if I can get Deuteronomy 22 and 50. See, you have laws which pertain unto marriage, because within the social construct of marriage within Israel, you have basically an order in which marriage took placement, in which a woman became a wife. See, and you have specific laws of how to go about it, and the scripture tell you that.
There's a wide variety of ways, and you have three main ways in the scriptures. You have whether by enticement, or by betrothal by the father, or even rape. Those are the three main ways you see highlighted in the scripture how marriage could be conducted. But it's not just a broad brush. They have specific details and order to them, when and what and how. Right? So it's not a barbaric or a wild way of doing things. It's a very well ordered way of doing things.
See, there's, as the brother said, man, you have the brother at one point, because you have, as the brother break down a while ago, and the scripture is going to it, and we are going to get an excerpt from the scripture which basically elaborate on what the brother just said.
This is Deuteronomy 22 verse 13. If any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her and give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her and say, I took this wife, and when I came to her I found her not a maid, then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the token of the damsel's virginity.
Exactly, what the token of the damsel's virginity. Because in those times when you basically you go to the father of the damsel and you give the father a dowry, which is the bride price or the bride price. See, you go in unto the woman and you basically have sex with her, you fuck her, and her blood run up on a white piece of cloth. See? So now that is a token of her virginity. See? Go on, bro.
Virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her.
Exactly. So that's a law which was established by the Heavenly Father in how to deal with when a man give away his daughter to a next man, and he basically hate her. So the token of the virginity is a proof of marriage between the two.
It's more like a receipt.
Exactly, like a receipt. You see? And you have other ordinances in which the brother does elaborate on, which is rape. You see? If you can get them precepted. See? For dancing, can go there.
Alright, yeah man. This is Deuteronomy 22 verse 28. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he hath humbled her.
Exactly, because he had humbled her. You see, him basically humble me to bow down, him subject her to female, which is for have sex with her, man. You see, and that is the way of marriage was executed back then. As the brother said, you 3 ways. Him entice her, is either him go in father and basically broke a deal between him and the father to get the woman, you see, or him take it by the act of force. You see, that's the ordinances. But as you can see, today's society and social construct is not pertaining to the scriptures. See, because right through the scriptures you have those ordinances. And when that deal went down between the man and the father of the wife, or the family of the wife, you see, it's basically a transaction of asset. Because when a woman is in the house of her father, what's her name? Her name is based on the name of her father. Even in today's society, they have it like that. But nowadays, them start to have a hyphenation of names.
Yeah.
See? Exodus 22 and 16.
Yeah.
One
This is Exodus chapter 22 verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
Exactly, him shall surely endow her to be his wife, because the scripture tells us there shall not be an harlot among the nation of Israel. So once you have sex with a woman and you take her virginity, she become your wife, man. See? You have more money?
If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to the dowry of virgins.
Exactly, according to the dowry of virgin. So a woman is an asset. You can get
I notice it's unbetrothed.
that means that she never have a man before.
And she never promised to anybody.
She never promised to anybody, and those are the ordinances that was established within our nation, which are perfect. You see? If I can find it. See? Exactly, the ordinances of the Heavenly Father are perfect. So as we said before, nowadays you have the hyphenation of names, which I show you say, yo, when a man take a woman, she become in possession, so she take on him name. See, same thing when she in her own house. The name what she get is the name of her father. You see?
So if a woman make a vow, her father here, or if a woman make a vow in her father's house or in her husband's house. Numbers 30.
One, you don't get the wife in that possession.
This is Ecclesiastes. This is Sirach 36 verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest.
Exactly, so that's what a woman is, man. A wife supposed to be a help unto her husband. See? And once the man going on to her and pop her, him get her as a possession. And that's according to the ordinances of the Heavenly Father. You see? Because the woman wasn't made for the man, wasn't made for the woman. So when you have into this society, I show you say, yo, them belong to them one another, or the man is for the woman. That is completely contrary to scripture. You see? You can get me 1 Corinthians 11 and 8. See? That is completely contrary to scriptures, man. Find fast.
If a woman is in a you carry it. Oh, you have it? Go on.
This is
Read it.
This is Numbers 30 verse 3. If a woman also vow a vow unto the Most High, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow and her bond wherewith she has bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand. Say, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth not any of her vows or of her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand.
Exactly, because our father own her. Now drop down to the part where say she and her husband own her. Because remember the scripture say you don't get it a wife, get it a possession.
Right.
And usually you have to pay the father because the father own the daughter. So it shows say women are possessions, yo.
Right. You say verse 6. You say, and if she had at all an husband when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and hold his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect.
Exactly. So basically, through the scriptures, you can basically see no churches nor no government involvement. See, the bonds is between a man and the father of the wife. See, and once that transaction gets done, the woman become a possession of the husband. So she reside in the husband's house.
Yeah, so basically, in essence, it has say, yo, the woman not saying everything. She can only say she wants this son, but if the man or the father don't allow it, it null and void. You get me? So the woman is always basically a follower, and the man is supposed to lead her.
Always in subsection.
Exactly.
So the scripture show you what constitutes marriage. Show you, say, yo, plain and straight that sex is a marriage. And once that deal go down, she become a possession of the man, and the man become her head. See?
Because it's a move from just like if you buy something, if me own something and you buy it from me, the position change from me to you.
Exactly.
The same thing with the father and the husband, the position change from the father to the husband.
Yeah, let's get further.
Alright. This is 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man.
Exactly. See, the woman was created for the man. So in this society, you don't have that social construct, because this social construct of marriage within the society, it makes them equal partners, which is contrary to the scriptures. Man. The man's supposed to have preeminence over the household.
But that only in this society put women over the men. Because if a man want a piece and go to his wife, if she not consent to it, then a rape and she can get him locked up for that, yo. Can't get me? So the society put women over the men in this time and age, yo. Is basically what the woman said goes.
Exactly, which is completely opposite from what the scriptures say. See, the marriage supposed to be the ordinance of marriage. The man supposed to have preeminence over the woman, and then things are gonna come back. See, and just to finish off on another example of how marriage was done in the ancient time in the nation of Israel. I get the book of Tobit, chapter 7, verse 13.
This is Tobit chapter 7 verse 13. Then he called his daughter Sarah, and she came to her father, and he took her by the hand and gave her to be wife to Tobias, saying, Behold, take her after the law of Moses.
After the law of Moses. See, when you go into the scripture, the law of Moses of what? Have a woman, you're going on to war, you give the father X amount of money.
We read all of them earlier.
Exactly, we read all of them earlier, man. You see, we are in the churches nowadays, you see them laws here being executed. You see, them say the laws done away with, but that's also contrary to scriptures, you see, go on, bro.
And lead her away to thy father, and he blessed them. And called Edna his wife, and took paper, and did write an instrument of covenants, and sealed it.
Yeah, man, continue.
Then they began to eat. After Raguel called his wife Edna, and said unto her, Sister, prepare another chamber, and bring her in thither. Which when she had done as he had bidden her, she brought her thither, and she wept, and she received the tears of her daughter, and said unto her, Be of good comfort, my daughter. The Lord of heaven and earth give thee joy for this thy sorrow. Be of good comfort, my daughter.
Exactly. So they prepare a chamber for the wife, and the man going on to her man, and basically that's the place where the act of marriage gets consolidated. It gets confirmed when he pop her, and then that's the deal.
But the father there write agreement earlier.
Right.
He write up the agreement of the transaction between his daughter.
In this current society, who write up the agreement? The pastors write up the agreement, which is completely off.
Or the government. Well,
or the government.
The pastor on behalf of the government.
Can. So just to show you that the difference between marriage of Israel within the ordinance of Israel and the customs of Israel is contrary to the customs of this world, man. See, which is off, yo. See, and with that, if nobody else to add to it, or if everything good. See, that I hope this lesson was edifying. I hope the message was received, and basically all the people right now, you can see that this society is completely contrary to the ordinances and customs of the scriptures. You understand? And with that, shalom.
Shalom.